This is Garrett Fry, the 3D digital matte painting sequence lead for the Cemetery sequence, and we're taking a look at shot 1246. So let's go ahead and play that. So you can see we're kind of panning across or orbiting around this center part of this frame, but you can see there's nothing really of interest right there. And that's because this plate was shot in such a way that we would be adding something to it in the middle of frame that would be adding the interest. And so your job as the matte painter is to create that center of interest in the middle of the frame here. So you can do that with any means that you decide, if that be one single gravestone or a grouping of gravestones, but this here has to be the hero part of the shot, so right there in the middle. And then you have other things around here that you can add gravestones here and there, but you need to make sure that these gravestones do not compete with this gravestone as the visual interest. So this has to be the focus, and then these are secondary. So the really cool thing about this shot is that you have this beautiful side lighting going on. And so the side lighting that you can carry over into all of your elements, it's going to make it pop from the background, and it's going to make it look really nice. However, any gravestone that you add here, you're going to need to adjust for that shadow on the ground. And so you're going to want to project not just on the gravestones, but also onto a ground plane so that you can put in these shadow patches on top of the plate. Everything that you see here, especially this, is going to need to have the most geometry added to it. Some of this other stuff may, depending on how far it is from the camera, may need less geometry, but you're going to need to do a projection setup because it's a 3D move, and we're going to be seeing parallax as they're sliding in from each other, and also parallax within the object. And so how much geometry you're going to need to put in there depends on the camera move and where the gravestone is in relation to the camera. So you're going to want to do a series of tests. You're going to want to figure out where to put your projection cameras, if it makes sense to put it at the head of the shot, the middle of the shot, at the end of the shot. If you use a patch camera with a projection camera, 2 projection cameras, are you going to cut up the different gravestones and put them on different projections? And so there's a lot to do as far as planning of the shot before you start painting. And so bring in that 3D camera, move some things around in 3D space, and try to figure that out. So it's a really cool shot, but there's also a lot of challenges associated with this shot that can make it really rewarding. Before starting out on the shot, it's really important to familiarize yourself with the extensive photo reference in the library. It is worthwhile to do quick matte painting concepts so you can start to understand what kind of photography works for what particular situation. Also, make sure you're utilizing the asset library, especially for those shots that require continuity between environments. These assets can be a huge help, and remember that every asset has high resolution photography, so if the asset is not high enough resolution when rendered, you can overlay it with photography.